So stupid, so stupid. Thank you, thank you. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole. Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil. Yes, Satan. Yes, Satan. Yes, Satan. Yes, Satan. Yes, Satan.
So stupid, so stupid. Thank you, thank you. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
You're dying, that's true. And it is what it is. You're dying, that's true. And it is what it is. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. And he's like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
Oh man, hello? Hey! What's poppin', everyone? This is Above It All. I'm doing the clap thing. That's what people my age tend to do, so I'm doing it. 1018. And this is for the morning, 10:05. Sorry, it took a little bit to get started. Because I woke up a little late, so I was making sure everything was correct. So, it is 10:05 on November 12th, 2020. That is the current. I feel like my head should be higher in the frame. There we go. Is that better? Is this a better frame? Am I good? The audio podcast listeners are like, "What?" Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you, podcast listener. Fucking idiot. Watch the live stream. I'm just kidding. Anyway, again, you can listen to this podcast on Anchor. I upload it after the show is done, typically every single day. So, usually it'll be around 11:15, 11:30. If I do a guest slot, it will be a little bit later, but typically that's when these things take place. So, I'd like to thank everyone for joining. Reminder to like the stream on YouTube. Like the stream or dislike the stream. I don't give a fuck. You want to dislike the stream? Go for it. Dislike the fucking stream. See if I care. That's some reverse psychology for you. Reminder, likes and dislikes are treated the exact same in the algorithm. So, anyway, today I've got actually quite a bit of things that I'd like to talk about. And we're going to build up here. This is going to be some building. We're going to block the building. Yeah, so let me drink some more of my coffee so that I can think with my brain. Hello, Unknown Story. Hello, Cloud. Hello, Top Damage Wizard. Hello, Bodan. Hello, Bob. Hello, Oximbicyles. That's what that is. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Hello, Jeff Landry. Hello, Dev J. Dev J, you were late. Usually you're first. Here you are. It's 10:07. And your bitch ass finally waddles in here. Jeez. Hello, Gangster Real. What's poppin', y'all? Anyway, so, hopefully y'all have had a good day over the past day. Hopefully y'all have had a good morning. I've been struggling waking up early. I've just been having such extremely interesting dreams lately. I keep like sleeping in. I keep like hitting that snooze button. But for me, the snooze button tends to be an hour to an hour and a half, because in order to properly experience a dream, it takes place over the course of 60 to 90 minutes. So my normal waking up time is like 6 a.m., but I've been like trying to get an extra dream. So I've been waking up at like 7:30, and today I woke up at like 9:15. So, oops. But my dreams are epic. I'm feeling good. See? Having good dreams gets me in a good mood. Yeah, sure. The show might be suffering because I have maybe less things to talk about than I otherwise would. But at the same time, I'm positive. I'm feeling good. DNR, welcome to the chat room. Feel free to dislike the stream. Feel free to add it to your playlist of tranny streamers. I would love that. DNR says, "Are you tranny? That's gross." Again, feel free. Add this video to a playlist. You know, whatever you want to do, dislike the stream. Hopefully you enjoy your stay to some degree. So, let's begin. I want to make fun of a bunch of losers here. I want to, like, this is like, there's going to be a suckers and losers component of today's stream. Right? This is, like, there's so many, like, people that are just openly, I'm sorry. Okay, there's so many people that are just openly bizarre and openly, like, just dumb. Like, they're dumb people. Like, they're just dumb motherfuckers. And I, like, again, like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be offensive. But when you see this kind of shit, right? Like, it makes you want to, like, it makes you want to jump off of something. Whether it be a trampoline, whether it be a 4-story building, whether it be a 15-story building, whether it be a 3-story novel, I don't know. But okay, so Lauren Boebert, whom I believe this is the I believe this is someone that does like QAnon adjacent stuff, but I'm not entirely sure. So she says, just a daily reminder, there is currently no president-elect, and our current president is Donald J. Trump. Yet, if you look at her bio, you see Congresswoman-elect. Let's see if it's still there. It's still there. That's weird. Like, that's really weird, right? The idea, okay, so the entire idea that Donald Trump is winning the election, but secretly Joe Biden is cheating, if that's the hill that you're going to die on, then all of the results, like the House is on the same ballot as the president. Do these people not realize that the House is on the same ballot as the president? So if the ballots are fake and they're fraudulent, right? Because Joe Biden is winning, then how are they real when you're winning? If all of the ballots have both the president and the House on them, and the ballots are in question, then how come y'all get to claim the mantle of Congresswoman-elect, but some other winner of another contest can't claim the mantle of, X-elect? It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Okay? So, again, today's theme for the show this is like Daily Dullard. In memory of Alex Trebek, this is going to be the Daily Dullard segment. Let me get the sound effect on. Hold up. I should have had this set up before, though. So here, everyone, we got our Daily Dullard. This is Lauren Boebert. Apparently, according to reports, a Congresswoman-elect, though I'm very skeptical of those claims, as I've seen a lot of fraud. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the fraud is. Let me just tell you. I will not tell you what the fraud is. But I've seen some fraud. Things are a little fishy, so it's a little weird that this person is claiming victory in a race where the ballots are fraudulent. That's weird, right? That's weird. If any random person can just claim an election is fraudulent, then I don't know. It's weird. It's super strange. So I thought I'd put this person on blast today for being a dullard. And we're going to have to pay attention to more of these like weirdo Republicans this is the new wave of QAnon in Congress. So when Trump leaves, Trump's legacy is QAnon. That's just how it is. Right? That's just how it is. Of course, I'm drinking my soy-based coffee, as you can see. The brown coloring comes from my soy milk. That's correct. Soy is currently powering my cells. My mitochondria are currently partying because of the abundance of soy in my energy system. So, there you go. But yeah. Big gulp. Big gulp. Oh, God. Let's become Andrea Anon, A-Anon, the answer to all the Q-isms. I'm completely fine with that. If you want to start a cult based around me, that's amazing. That's a really good idea. These are a lot of extremely good ideas. I love good ideas. So speaking of Donald Trump, right? I guess we were speaking of Donald Trump, I guess. I mean, like, as a libtard, I am perpetually speaking about Donald Trump. I'm screaming into the skies at all times in regards to Donald Trump, of course. So Donald Trump is continuing his little thing, I guess. He's doing like a thing. I don't know. It's weird. But Donald Trump is continuing his thing. I don't know what thing he's doing. Now, by the way, notice how I've got 13 notifications. Why is that? Because I'm popular, right? Again, I just want to throw that out there. People care about what I have to say, and they like my tweets, and they respond to me, and they want to get my attention, unlike the President of the United States. So, nobody wants to report that Pennsylvania and Michigan didn't allow our poll watchers and or vote observers to watch or observe. This is responsible for hundreds of thousands of votes that should not be allowed to count. Therefore, I easily win both states. Report the news! Okay, so, if an election that took place was fraudulent, which Donald Trump is claiming, how come only some votes should be discounted? So he is saying Pennsylvania and Michigan didn't allow poll watchers, not like Detroit, Michigan's 3rd district, like 2nd polling place. No, he's saying Michigan. So why don't we just do a new election? If Donald Trump thinks that these results are fraudulent and cannot possibly be counted, why not just do a snap election? Why not advocate for a redo? Because if Donald Trump were to advocate for a redo, he would probably do worse. And he knows that. So he's not going to go with the logical position here. He's just going to cry and whine, try to do court cases that invalidate things that only would, affect him very slightly. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing and it's pathetic. Here's another bizarre tweet. Big Jim is the greatest. Just in, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice refused to acknowledge that Joe Biden won the presidential election. So, again, Donald Trump doesn't read past the headline. Donald Trump does not read past the headline. Big Jim is the greatest, right? He says. Well, let's look at what Big Jim actually had to say. Big Jim. He's the biggest Jim. Believe me. So, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice on Wednesday refused to acknowledge that Joe Biden won the presidential election 4 days after the race was called, and despite no evidence yet from Republicans of widespread voter fraud. As far as acknowledging that the election is over, I do not do that, said Justice, an ally of President Donald Trump. I do not do that. What is that? As far as acknowledging that the election is over, I do not do that. That can't be like what this person said. I want to hear like audio of that. I do not do that. He vowed to support Biden if legal challenges and any potential recounts do not change the outcome of the race call. If Joe Biden is truly elected, or truly our legally elected president of these United States, we should all celebrate and support him. So again, Big Jim is the greatest, but I mean, he's not fully on the Trump train. He's not fully there. He's given himself that wiggle room. Donald Trump has no wiggle room. Donald Trump has no wiggle room at all. But every other Republican, they've got this wiggle room. You want to know why? Because they know that their shit is about to fucking just fall apart. They know that the end is near. They know. They're aware. There is this clip I saw of Chris Coons, a Democratic senator from Delaware, probably one of the worst besides Joe Manchin, say that Republican senators are privately telling him that Donald Trump is, a loser, essentially, and that he lost. Well, why aren't they saying it in public? Why is Chris Coons coming out there and saying the Republicans are going against Trump? Why don't they just do that publicly? Why? Because they're scared. So like Big Jim, for example, he's scared. And so that's why he's speaking in the way he is. The Republican Party has become nothing more than the cult of Trump party. The Republicans are Trump minus the funny delivery and charisma. That's it. Tom Cotton? You think Tom Cotton's going to win an election nationally? What? You think Big Jim's going to win a national election? Larry Hogan? Like, these people are losers. They're suckers and they're losers, right? And they're afraid to buck Big Daddy Donald's messaging. And even in their fears, they still provide themselves that wiggle room. Well, if the recount doesn't turn out, then I guess Joe Biden is the president after all. I do not do that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. These people are weird. Big Jim. Big Jim. Do people call him Big Jim? Is that like a common moniker for Jim Justice? Big Jim? Or is that like a Trumpism? Big Jim. He's the biggest Jim. Believe me. The fucking Big Jim, dude. I can't with that shit.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ
would call governors Big Jim. Just saying. Just saying. Big ass motherfucking ass. Holy shit. God damn. Hello, Alex Leon. I am also scared, not of politics, but of my own reflection. Yo, same? Hey, Felix Cornelius. I went to see the Secret Service kick his fat orange ass. Yo, I'd love to see that. Hello, Daryl Blake. Trump is using this to make money and pay off his bills. Yeah, like, I think there's, like, fine print if you donate to, like, the Donald Trump Legal Defense Fund that, like, 60% of donations go off to pay off campaign debt. But the MAGA people aren't going to care about that. Yeah, sure, when you donate to save Donald Trump's failed presidential campaign with legal challenges, most of that money is going off to pay off debt. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to give my hard-earned money so that Donald Trump can pay off his debts. But they're doing it because, again, the cult of Trump. Jim Justice, more like Jim Jones. Just saying. Whew. Big Jim Jordan. Oh my god. Fucking Jim Jordan. I hate that guy. I hate him. I hate him. The worst. So how's everyone doing today? Anything under 8K? Oh, is that really the... Really? That's not possible. That's not possible. That's too epic. That's too epic, dude. It's just too epic. It's simply too epic. Overwhelming accuracy. I love that. The rise and fall of orange supremacy. I think you are a soy boy, says Martin Wood. As I was saying earlier, I'm drinking a soy-based coffee. This is black coffee mixed with soy milk. So, this is what I drink in the morning. The protein and the fiber, the soluble fiber and proteins found within soy milk, very healthy. The caffeine content found within the coffee, very healthy, very stimulating. Activates my metabolism. My metabolism is pumping through that soy all throughout my veins. My fingertips right now. You see that? You see these fingertips? They're being filled with soy as we speak. Love to see it. Trump 2020, die evil devil worshippers.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
God, that's too funny. Die, sexual deviants. There is nothing more entertaining than people coming into the chat room and then, like, building their own fantasy scenario and then telling a streamer to die. Like, it's like, dude, what? Like, okay, so imagine, all right, you wake up in the morning. Oh, man, look at me. Right, you take your sleep mask off. Reminder, if you don't have a sleep mask, you should really invest in a sleep mask. This is my sleep mask, right? Really helps out. It produces melatonin, right? So you take your sleep mask off. Wow, you stretch. And then you're like, what can I do? What can I do with my day? Oh, I know. I'm going to go on YouTube and tell LGBT people to kill themselves. That's what I'm going to do. And then you pop on your YouTube page, you turn your computer on, right? You get on your phone and it's like, man, I got to scroll through YouTube, find the soy boys. Where are the soy boys? There's a soy boy! And then you click on the thing and then you just tell them to die. And that's your morning routine. That's your morning routine. Totally normal. Definitely indicative of no mental illness whatsoever. Absolutely. When they say Donald Trump was ordained by God after he said, grabbed her by the pussy, and if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. Well, that's the thing. These religious motherfuckers, like, they literally believe in fairy tales. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a Christian, I'm an atheist, I'm sorry, this is my new atheist kind of, like, you know, bleeding out.
All of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
You know, and when we want to talk about Neanderthal DNA, let's talk about religious people. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, these evangelical motherfuckers that are like, okay, so here's the thing. This is what they actually say. I've read a bunch of articles about this, right? I've listened to a bunch of interviews of people, evangelicals at Trump rallies and stuff. They know that Donald Trump is an evil guy, but they think that Donald Trump was chosen by God because most people in the world are evil. And they think, well, you need someone who's openly evil, right, but secretly, like, a god warrior. But like they're openly evil and disgusting because American society is openly evil and disgusting. So if you've got Donald Trump who's openly evil and disgusting, he can convince America to go down the path of God. And that's what they think. That's what they fucking think. And then, of course, him putting on three hard right judges on the Supreme Court, that only convinces these people that that was true. That only convinces these people that Donald Trump was, in fact, chosen by God. Again, Donald Trump moving the embassy to Jerusalem and Israel, that is an act that makes him chosen by God in these people's minds, because he's rushing through, like, the Zionist thing. Like, you know, like the Christian evangelical Zionists who want the Jews to, like, repent and be destroyed because, like, I don't know, it's some weird-ass bullshit. Like what is it called? Like the fucking Redemption or fucking Armageddon or some shit? It's like, what? Like, dude, these people are fucking clowns. Like, seriously, how the fuck, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna get really, like, new atheist here, but how the fuck did we get to a position in human fucking history where you've got people supporting Pussy Grabber Orange Man, saying that he's, like, a prophet from God? Like, what? Like, again, this shit, and this isn't like a 5-person thing. This isn't like a couple people in West Virginia or Nebraska that are just kind of kooky. This is like all across the country. We are in fucking hell land, dude. This is the hell world. That like, you know, like, oh, it's just, oof. Man, it's some shit right there. It's some shit. I really, like, I can't wrap my mind around it. I can't wrap my fucking mind around the modern Christian right in this country. Like, I don't necessarily have anything like, I don't, you know, if you're a Christian, whatever, right? But when you start doing this, like, anti-abortion, like, trans people are evil and need to be stoned to death, gay people should be locked in boxes and buried alive, like, when you start doing that fucking crazy bullshit, you can step the fuck off, I'm gonna make fun of you, and you can shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, right? But, like, I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. You didn't bring up a sore point. Unknown? I'm just ranting and raving. I'm just ranting and raving. That's all I'm doing. I'm a ranter and I'm a raver. That's what I do. Yo, I've got like a little fucking speck in my eyeball. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. Alright, we're good. Wait. I didn't get it? Oh, fuck me. Alright. Damn. Okay, so on today's episode of the Daily Dullard, I want to talk about Dave Perdue running for Senate in Georgia. So this was retweeted by Donald Trump. Donald Trump is going all in on these Senate races in Georgia. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to torture myself. I'm going to watch this 1-minute advertisement. And now, so are you. So let's watch.
I think Ronald Reagan said it best. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. It has to be fought for, protected, and passed on or one.
So again, I just want to prime you before I'm going to restart this. Okay, freedom. What is freedom? The idea that you can't, you know, stay safe in a pandemic, where you have to go out and work. And also, by the way, the Georgia governor banned mask mandates in small cities and towns. And not small, just any city and town. So even a left-wing city in Georgia can have a mask mandate. That's freedom. The freedom to die of a deadly pathogen, that's freedom. What is freedom? The idea that if you, I don't know, want to ride your bike to work and, you know, say someone hits you and you break your leg, that kind of freedom. And then it's the freedom to have to pay a $50 trillion medical bill. That's freedom. What is freedom? Going outside and breathing toxic air, that's freedom. Drinking rotten water because chemicals have been dripping into the water systems, that's freedom. So when this dumb motherfucker says, freedom, we gotta defend freedom, you notice that they never extrapolate on what the fuck freedom means. Because freedom doesn't mean fucking anything to these people. When these people hear freedom, I'm talking about the Republicans, I'm talking about the base. When they hear the word freedom, their dick gets hard. It's basically like a fucking woman moaning in their ear, right? Like a black woman or a trans woman, because that's what these people are into, even though they claim publicly that they're not, right? Moaning in their ear. They get hard as a rock. Oh my god, freedom! Ah, freedom! Like, it's ridiculous, dude. So let's watch.
I think Ronald Reagan said it best. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. It has to be fought for, protected, and passed on, or one day, in our sunset years, we'll be talking to our grandchildren and their children about what it was once like in America when women and men were free.
When women and men were free. What? Freedom has to be passed on from generation to generation. So, did Ronald Reagan usher in freedom? Is that what that quote means? Because people weren't free, you know, in the 1960s under Jim Crow laws. So, okay, 1965 Civil Rights Act, boom, now we have freedom. Ronald Reagan comes in and is like, all right, I got some freedom here. Freedom, anyone want some freedom? And then, like, I guess his kid is like, I'll take some freedom. And then they pass the torch. What does that mean, freedom? This country was founded on slavery. What the fuck freedom has to be passed down? What? Freedom? Whatever that means. But again, we're 20 seconds into this advertisement, and we have nothing other than freedom and some banjo.
We'll be talking to our grandchildren and their children about what it was once like in America when women and men were free. We have the perfect comparison right now between what has happened under Donald Trump and what happened under a Barack Obama and Joe Biden administration. Donald Trump comes in, he invites me to the White House 2 weeks after he was inaugurated. We start a plan. We created an economic miracle here. It's the best economic turnaround.
Okay, now this is another thing. An economic miracle. Does that mean anything? When you hear the words economic miracle, economic turnaround, what does that mean? What is an economic turnaround? What? An economic miracle? What? Now, if they actually accomplished something, you think they would say, oh yeah, we have the lowest unemployment rate. We've got the best wage rate. We've got, you know, the highest job growth. But no, he just says economic turnaround, economic miracle. Why? Because those words don't mean anything. He doesn't have to say anything. And he gets his people that are already primed to be in favor of him to go like, a miracle, a miracle. What? What miracle? We're in a fucking depression. We're in a Great Depression. What miracle? What?
An economic miracle here. It's the best economic turnaround in U.S. history. 6.5 million people have been pulled out of poverty because of this economic turnaround. Now that's the measure.
We're in a fucking Great Depression, dude. There's a pandemic. What? I just don't get it. There's a fucking pandemic. We're in a Great Depression, dude. What economic miracle? Ah!
Have been pulled out of poverty because of this economic turnaround. Now that's the measure I'm looking at. This is
also, why is this cuck wearing a mask? I love how everyone in this advertisement is like, it's just like he's wearing a mask, she's wearing a mask, he's not. What? What about the freedom, David Perdue? What about the freedom? You're wearing that cuck shit and you're advocating for freedom? Boo.
Around in U.S. history, 6.5 million people have been pulled out of poverty because of this economic turnaround. Now that's the measure I'm looking at. This is a turnaround for the ages, and we can keep it going because once that goes, once it falls over the cliff, you don't get to bring it back. That's what's at stake this time. This is
okay. So like freedom is like some sacred artifact, right? Like when it breaks, it'll never come back, right? What does that mean? What? Freedom will never come back? Well, if that's the case, let's look at the United States of America's history. Because as far as I'm aware, the United States of America's indigenous population, they were pretty fucking free. They seemed pretty fucking free to me. And then a bunch of white colonizer motherfuckers came in, massacred them all, stole their land, and made it a slave state. So freedom disappeared. Now all of a sudden in 2020 we have freedom again? But I thought when freedom goes away, it can't come back. What? What? But again, these words don't mean anything, because this advertisement is tailored to dumb motherfuckers. And yes, there are a lot of people that say you shouldn't criticize the electorate. There's a lot of people that say, you know what, the electorate, they're brainwashed. And yes, that's all true. That's all true. Most people are good people. I understand that. Right? But seriously, if you fall for this shit, you are a dumb motherfucker. And there needs to be some sort of personal responsibility. I don't believe that everyone's just a product of their environment and they have no self-awareness. I don't believe that everyone's just an NPC that parrots what their parents say and what they see on TV, right? I believe that people can break out of that. So if someone who loves freedom watches this video, I hope that maybe they'll have a turnaround. But seriously, I've been talking about this motherfucker for like 6 minutes now, and I still don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Where's the policy? Where's the fucking policy, dude? And this is why I hate Republicans. I fucking hate Republicans. They're awful, they're evil, and they're dumb.
You don't get to bring it back.
I'm sorry.
That's what's at stake.
You don't get to bring it back.
This is bigger than me. It's bigger than my opponent. It's about the future direction of our country. But with your help, we're going to stand up to this onslaught and make darn sure.
What onslaught? What is the onslaught? Again, this is this is a master class, and this is a minute-long advertisement of nothing. It might as well just be like some background music and flags of Trump 2020. That's the same shit. This has provided nothing of detail, and you have Donald Trump retweeting this dumb shit.
That the road to socialism does not run through the state of Georgia, y'all.
The road to socialism. But this is the absolute state of the United States of America. Let freedom ring. Whatever the fuck that means. What a crock of shit. Jeez. Jeez Louise, y'all. Freedom. Reminder, John Voight said it best. Reminder.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
Like, we have a whole group of people, millions and millions, that think that black people are running through the streets and burning down houses, and that trans people are sneaking into bathrooms and stealing children, and that gay people are, I don't know what gay people are doing these days, but like they're doing something and it's no good. That's what these people think. It's bizarre. It's fucking weird. It's weird. It's super weird. So anyway, again, I just want to say that was today's Daily Dullard. I haven't seen a single conservative side with BLM. I saw a lot of conservatives side with BLM. When George Floyd was killed, and this is something that I don't think many people remember well, when George Floyd was killed in front of the entire world, there was that like 2-day period between when the video went viral and when Donald Trump tweeted about it. There was a 2-day period. And when you look inside of that 2-day period, you saw so many conservatives that say, BLM has a point. This was disgusting, right? And then as soon as Donald Trump tweeted about it, they got their talking points. Oh no, I made a mistake when I said that that was a bad thing. And then they started going with the fentanyl overdose. They started going on with this bullshit. Oh, he didn't die of asphyxiation. He just coincidentally overdosed. Yeah, sure, right? He couldn't breathe for 8 minutes, but that was just a coincidence. He would have died regardless. If he were still walking down the street, he would have died, right? That had no bearing on whether or not he was killed. The cop had that, like, all these conspiracy theories started running around as soon as Donald Trump tweeted about it. And that's something I think is a crucial lesson. When people are given the opportunity to think organically about something, they usually will think good things. Typically speaking, most people, right? But then their dear leader, Big Don Big Fuck, right? Like, came out and said, no, the leftists are evil. And then they did that fentanyl overdose conspiracy theory. And then all of a sudden, George Floyd is a crack addict. He's evil. He's disgusting. And the cops are right. Because these people don't actually come up with their own opinions. They don't think for themselves. And if they do, it leads them down leftist thought. And that's why they get scared to think for themselves. And now you see a lot of right-wingers who don't even talk about things until dear leader Donald has mentioned it, because they don't know what to say. They don't want to fall for that trap. What if I accidentally say something somewhat left? Oh no. They're fucking ridiculous. Almond Bundy, the guy that took over the nature preserve, is BLM and Antifa confirmed. He said, hey, I thought us country folk don't like police. Why all the bootlicking? Exactly. 5 years ago. 10 years ago. Let's do 10 years ago. Let's do 8 years ago, right? Like, get deep in there. Okay? It's the 2012 election. If you go and speak to any Republican, ever, any single Republican in 2012, and you ask them what they think about cops, I would love to hear what they have to say. I would love to hear what they have to say. Because Jesus Christ, these people don't have their own opinions. They turn around, 180 on this, 180 on that. It doesn't matter. Whatever is more convenient in this moment is all that they care about. So, hell, I can change my opinion 15 times from now till Sunday. And if I were a Republican, I'd get away with it. Because who gives a shit about holding people accountable? I don't. Fuck them. So, this is funny. So, here's Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump's first time going outside of the White House in a week. President Trump today made his first public appearance since his defeat in the presidential election with a visit to Arlington National Cemetery for Veterans Day. He made no remarks. Look at this sad little baby. There's suckers and losers, but I have to go. What is that? What is he doing? Is he like giving them like, is he like the Avatar or something? And like what is that? Like, what is this? What? What is that? Is that like a respectful thing? You just put your hand on like a wreath or whatever the fuck that is? A wreath? Whatever? What is that? Like, seriously, I don't know what's happening there. Is he performing some sort of jutsu with this? Like, what is that? I don't know. But he's not saying anything because he's a baby. And the only thing that this guy can do, is tweet from inside the White House because he's a scared little bitch. What happened to the suckers and losers, baby boy, orange man? What happened to those suckers and losers? All right. You lost an election because of the suckers and losers. Jesus Christ. Again, it's just weird. It's weird. This guy is a baby. People still fucking look at this guy with respect. Seriously. If he left the White House and said nothing in public after losing the election, the guy's a beta male. He's a fucking beta male. That's what he is. This is beta male, bitch boy motherfucking bullshit. This guy went from speaking truth to power. Oh yeah, the military people, suckers and losers. I like the people that weren't captured. Now he's capitulating to the deep state? What's going on, Don? What's going on? I don't know, man. But why isn't he? He's just afraid to speak. It's weird. It's weird. Now, again, you might be saying, oh, this is a service. You're not allowed to speak. You got to have the moment of silence. And okay, that's true. But how come there's not a viral video of a before or after the moment of silence where he gave remarks about the presidential election? How come he's just doing it on Fox News phone calls and on Twitter? Huh? Why is that? Right, because he's a bitch boy? That's why? Because he's a beta fucking male? This guy's got low T, probably from all the years of eating the phytoestrogenic and xenoestrogenic McDonald's bullshit. This guy is bitch on toast. Let me just tell you, okay? Let me just tell you. Look at his hair, by the way. It's just weird. It's just like you can see right through it. The guy's hair is thinner than like anything I've ever seen before, right? It's ridiculous. But again, this is the president of the United States, and you've got 75 at least million people that are willing to put their lives down for this motherfucker, and it's embarrassing, it's disgusting, and it's cringe. What a beta male. Also, I'm sorry, I really don't give a shit that he's doing a ceremony here. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, I just don't care. I'm sorry. I just... He didn't hug the wreath like he did the flag, unfortunately. Solidarity with fellow losers. Oh my god. I love that. That's really funny. Thin hair, low T. Real men just go bald. I think thin hair is a sign of like high T or something. I know like going bald and balding is a sign of testosterone. That's why women typically do not go bald as much as men do. At least to my understanding. Outside of other potential influences outside of hormones. He's sad because Melania wants to dump him and go back to her country. I mean, can you blame her, though? Can you blame her? I'd want to get the fuck out of there, too. Hair is for losers? Disagreed. My hair is my best feature. If I didn't have hair, I don't know where I would be. So hair is not for losers. Hair is for winners. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's move on. Right? So this is something that I think is, we need to talk about this. This is high alert. This is high alert stuff. So there's a lot of people out there, Tim Pool, that are hosting the leader of the Proud Boys and saying, the leader of the Proud Boys? No. He's like Cuban or something. Therefore, they can't be white supremacists. No. You got me all wrong. The Proud Boys, they're not racist. They've never been to, I don't know, maybe rallies and, I don't know, maybe have beaten the shit out of black or Muslim people. No, that's never happened. Fake news, right? Fake news. They are a multiracial, working-class coalition of people that want to preserve American culture, right? I love the Proud Boys. So let's read this article from Newsweek. Proud Boys infighting sees leading member from form breakaway group to fight white genocide? That's weird. That's weird. I thought they were multiracial. That's weird. I didn't know that, so let's read. Infighting has broken out between two leading members of the Proud Boys group, with one announcing he will be taking control of the far-right organization to address white genocide and the failures of multiculturalism. What? These guys aren't racist. That's what Tim Pool told me. That's what Donald Trump told me. Reminder. Stand back and stand by. That's what Donald Trump said at the presidential debate. Stand back and stand by, Proud Boys. This is the very same group. White nationalist Kyle Chapman, who set up the tactical defense arm of the Proud Boys, the Fraternal Order of Alt Knights. Folk? Criticized the group's chairman, Enrique Terrio, while announcing a so-called rebranding of the organization. Writing on encrypted messaging app Telegram, Chapman used racial slurs against Terrio and other neo-Nazi rhetoric while announcing that the grifting leaders have been deposed and the group will be renamed the Proud Goys. The term goy, a Hebrew word for a non-Jewish person. I thought these guys were great. Tim Pool and Donald Trump and fucking every other conservative under the sun was telling me that these guys are totally not racist. What gives? The goys? What? Come on, man. It's almost like we were lied to. It's almost like Tim Pool lied to us. It's almost like Donald Trump lied to us. What gives? Is sometimes used by white supremacists to signal their anti-Semitic beliefs, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. They say that because it's like we're not Jewish people. We're not Jewish. That's why they do that. Due to the recent failure of the Proud Boy chairman Enrique Tarrio to conduct himself with honor and encourage on the battlefield. The battlefield? What? The battlefield? Like, dude, this guy is thinking he's fighting, like, in World War II. I don't know what side of the battlefield he's thinking in World War II, but this guy is like, what, the battlefield? I thought these guys were Proud Boys. I thought that they just partied and drank beers and talked about how not gay they are. Now all of a sudden they're talking about battlefields, so it's weird. It has been decided that I, Kyle Chapman, reassume my post as president of the Proud Boys effective immediately. Chapman wrote, our logo will forthwith be changed to reflect the core beliefs of Proud Boy members. What? I thought these guys weren't racist. That's weird. We will no longer cock to the left by appointing token Negroes as our leaders. We will no longer allow homosexuals or other undesirables into our ranks. We will confront the Zionist criminals who wish to destroy our civilization. What? The Zionist criminals? Why are these guys supporting Donald Trump? Donald Trump is as much of a Zionist as you can get. But they're supporting Donald Trump? It's weird. I thought these guys were just totally normal. We recognize that the West was built by the white race alone, and we owe nothing to any other race. Yeah, like, you know, all those people that we enslaved, we being white people, that we enslaved to, I don't know, do our farming for us, that propelled our economy and made us self-sufficient. Fuck them. Again, because in these people's minds, this isn't just an ahistorical statement. In these people's minds, black people don't deserve any credit because they were white people's property, and white people came up with the idea to enslave them and to make them pick cotton and other sorts of things. That's why. Oh yeah. Like, who built all of these houses in the South? Who allowed the South to have any sort of economic standing whatsoever? Certainly wasn't black people, because they weren't people in these people's minds. But again, they're not racist. Chapman, who goes by the nickname Based Stickman. How cringe can you get? How cringe can you get? Hey guys, I'm Based Stickman. Like, what? Like, that's something like a 15-year-old comes up with. After he was photographed beating a protester with a stick at a Trump rally in Berkeley, California in March 2017, went on to say that the Proud Boys would fight for white people to have their own countries where white interests are written into law. What? Why not just go to Wyoming? That sounds good to me. But again, I thought these guys weren't violent. I thought that they were just a fun fraternal organization of boys that don't like masturbating and are totally not gay. All of a sudden, these guys are getting nicknames for beating people up? What? That's weird. The message was posted one day after Chapman criticized Terrio's inaction and fear over a video that appeared to show the moment Terrio and two other people were injured during a knife attack in Washington, D.C. in the early hours of November 4th. So, again, you can just read all the messages here. And I'll link this, of course, in the description. The Proud Boys, who are listed as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center, frequently deny that they are a white supremacist organization. Yeah, they're totally not a white supremacist organization. Again, Tim Pool told us so. Terrio, nor any of the other leaders, has not publicly addressed the statement from Chapman. The Proud Boys name appears only in Chapman's social profiles. Elsewhere, the Proud Boys and other far-right groups are planning a Million MAGA march in Washington on Saturday in support of President Donald Trump's baseless claims that he lost the election because of voter fraud. Now, I want to say real quick that this is another thing that happened in a group I think called Patriot Prayer, where when there was a mass shooting, I think it was the Walmart mass shooting in El Paso, they had a break in leadership because half of the group wanted to endorse the shooting, and the other half of the group knew how bad the optics would be of endorsing the shooting, but they endorsed it privately. And then that gave birth to a group known as Patriot Front, which endorsed the neo-Nazi mass shooting and is openly in favor of violence, and they have committed violence on their own. So this is another one of those situations. By the way, look at these fucking LARPers. It's ridiculous. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing with these Proud Boys. Again, Tim Pool, Donald Trump telling us they're not racist. All of a sudden, these guys are like, oh yeah, no, we hate Jewish people, we hate black people, we hate gay people, and we hate undesirables. Whatever the fuck that means, that's a catch-all. For anyone we decide on the fly that we don't like, fuck them. They're an undesirable. What? Undesirable to who? I guess to you. But still, I don't know, man. Some weird-ass bullshit, let me just tell you. Really strange stuff. Really strange stuff. But at least they got that shout out from the president, right? Totally not racist, by the way. These white supremacist groups keep splintering into smaller and smaller groups based on how open they want to be about their bigotry. Unknown story. Yes, that's correct. That's absolutely correct. And that's what I think is going to happen to the Republican Party. When Trump loses, And if he tries to run again in 2024, that's going to splinter the hell out of Republicans. You think Tom Cotton's going to want to wait another 4 years to lose in a Republican primary? Hell no. You think Ted Cruz wants to wait another 4 years to try to lose again in another Republican primary? Hell no. You think Mike Pence wants to deal with 4 more years of Donald Trump's bullshit? Hell no. They want to get this era over, and they want to try to take the mantle. But Donald Trump is not going to do that. And there's going to be a split in the Republican Party, the base versus the establishment creeps. And that's why you see Jim Justice say, oh, well, President-elect Biden doesn't exist. The results aren't in yet, because they're afraid. They're afraid of the people that propel their movement, because they know that deep down, they're going to be replaced. And they want to hold out as long as they can. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Alright, so I'm going to talk about defund the police here. You ready? You ready? We're going to get in. We're going to get into this. And, so I've got a tweet here from AOC that I want to use to springboard this conversation. So, she's quote tweeting someone saying, "Stop saying defund the police. Poll after poll is clear. The public supports funding social services that fill some roles police currently have, but they don't support defunding the police." Keep in mind, those two things are identical. If you take funding from the police and put it into social services, that is literally defunding the police. I don't care if you think those are the same thing. Voters don't. Again, this is an education battle. This has nothing to do with slogans. This is a battle for education. All right? Democrats are upset of defund the police because they didn't run on anything, and Republicans shoved defund the police down their throats being their constituents, in mass ad buys. And because they had no response, like, you don't see Spanberger or whatever in Virginia say, oh no, when we mean defund the police, we mean to reallocate services to social programs and to education programs and stuff. She didn't go out there and say that much, if at all. Right? Why? Because she doesn't actually believe in those things. So the reason why centrists are being attacked by this is because they don't actually believe in those things. And if you don't believe that we need to defund the police, then guess what? You shouldn't be in Congress. I'm sorry. Get primaried. Get the fuck out of here. So AOC responds with, "This was a call from communities that unfolded in real time. Activists don't focus group. BLM is not the DNC. It is a politician's job to own their message. By the way, it was effective in NYC and is shifting to mental health workers. At some 911 calls, and police and policies changed faster than an election cycle." So I'm going to be a little bit controversial here. I'm going to say, defund the police, yes, we should stop saying defund the police. You want to know what we should be saying? Abolish the police, okay? That's what we should be saying. Because if the matter is just about educating people, and people are afraid of change until they're educated, right? If they're afraid of defund the police, they're going to be afraid of abolish the police. If they were willing to be educated on defunding the police, they're probably willing to be educated on abolishing the police, right? So I say, let's get rid of this middle ground bullshit. Let's scream at every protest in every city, abolish the fucking police, because we don't need those motherfuckers. Okay, look at Minneapolis. Their entire city council voted to abolish the fucking police department. Now, they got overruled because of technical laws and regulations by other fucking organizations and police unions and stuff, and courts were like, hell no, you can't do that. You can't have a unanimous vote from all of your constituents to make a positive change. No way. Fuck the police. Get rid of them. Abolish those motherfuckers. Now, am I saying we shouldn't have law enforcement? No, I'm not saying we shouldn't have law enforcement. What I'm saying is we need to dismantle the organizations and institutions that were birthed from slave patrols and maybe, I don't know, get a new one. Look at all of these orders of police, their logos, their shields. They date back to Jim Crow era. They date back to slave patrol era. You see, like, there was a story I covered, the Los Angeles Police Department had on their website, when they had a little, a PNG of what their shield looks like, and they had a shield number on that PNG, and it was 1488, which is a neo-Nazi slogan. Why is that? Why is that? Because these people cannot be rehabilitated. Cops, every single cop, even the good cops, need to get a new fucking job. They need to get the fuck out of there. What we need to do with police, what we need to do with law enforcement, is we should not have people being cops for 5 to 10 years. It should be a voluntary position that people take. They're trained adequately, and they should have term limits on police. There should be no versions of entrenched power in police departments, because that only breeds corruption. If we're going to have law enforcement in this country, we shouldn't have law enforcement that is run by these fraternal orders of white racists that want to inflict as much pain and suffering on anyone who's not them as possible. We need to abolish these motherfuckers. Get rid of them. Have them work as a cashier. Get a real fucking job. Right? As a live streamer, as a YouTuber, I have so many people that tell me to get a real fucking job. And when they mean real job, they usually mean be a cop. Oh yeah, I'm a cop. You don't need to get a real job. What is that real job? A real job is, in my opinion, contributing positively to the community in which you live. Alright? I think doing this kind of news and stuff is contributing positively. I think it is giving a positive contribution to the people that watch my show, and that they think possibly they can come out of this with maybe a different perspective that can be more, I don't know, interesting. That's my thing. So, what is being a cop doing? Is that positively contributing to your community? Is arresting people for marijuana possession or smoking a blunt by themselves outside on the sidewalk, is that positively contributing to the community? No, it's not. It's you being a corrupt piece of garbage. Abolish the fucking police. And again, on the note that AOC is saying, oh, we need to stop saying defund the police. What the fuck? Who's we? Okay, motherfucker, activists are doing their own thing. It is a politician's job to get people to vote for them. If they don't get people to fucking vote for them, guess what? They're not doing their fucking job. Why do they think that they deserve? Oh, as a centrist Democrat, I deserve to have my job of re-election being as easy as possible. Anyone that I disagree with shouldn't be on the airwaves. No, 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 no. How about you get a different job? How about you go work at the local Goodyear, you stupid motherfucker? How about you get a job at the fucking local Chick-fil-A, you fucking freak? Why are you thinking that you're entitled to this position of power when you are not willing to do anything to retain that position of power? Why do you think that you deserve that? What is that entitlement? Get the fuck out and let someone who actually cares about what their constituents think and want in. Because I am sick and fucking tired of these centrist fucking losers saying, oh, defund the police, we need to stop. Who the fuck is we? And who are you to tell poor, suffering people who lost their fathers to police brutality? Oh, I know your dad was shot and killed on a viral video, but I don't give a fuck about that. Stop saying defund the police. I know your brother was shot and killed on a viral video by cops, but guess what? I'm gonna tone police you. I know that your brother-in-law or your sister was strangled by a police officer and they hid the video for 6 months and 6 months until a court case demanded that they release it. I know that, but guess what? You are doing nothing when you say defund the police. How dare you, good sir? Shut the fuck up. Get a different job and stop fucking whining. Anyone, and I mean anyone, that is doing this dumb bullshit needs to get a fucking grip. They don't control what people think, right? People control what they think. Politicians' jobs are to react to the people, not to tell the people what to react to. They've got it exactly opposite, okay? They are not the leaders, we are the leaders, and we have to understand that. We have to realize that we are the motherfuckers in charge. They aren't. They have to listen to us. And the sooner that they want to come out there and say, nah, we don't give a fuck, the sooner someone should primary people like Spanberger or like Clyburn. These people need to get the fuck, and I want to emphasize the fuck, out of politics. And we need to abolish the fucking police. No more middle grounds. Fuck defunding. Get rid of the fucking institutions. Let's start over. That's my message. So, thank you for watching today's show, and that's all I got to say. Yo, my body, I'm like starting to sweat because I'm screaming. I'm starting to sweat. I need help. Help! I need water. I'm so
And he's like this, and we will. I need water. Help me! I need water. Help! And this is on live television.
That's me right now. But yeah, I'm gonna turn my air conditioner on because it's really hot, and then I'll read some comments, and then I'll get the fuck out of here. So just give me a sec. Wah! Alright everyone, breaking news. I have activated my air conditioner. For whatever reason, it's going from like fucking 2 degrees to like 30 degrees in the matter of like a week. Like, make up your fucking mind, North Carolina. Do you want to be freezing? Should I have a heater on, or should I have my fucking air conditioner on? What the fuck is this bullshit? Yeah, that's right, I'm pissed. Right, I want to abolish the police, and I want to abolish climate change. Fuck that bullshit. How come it's fucking smoldering in fucking November? When I was 4 years old, I was hovering under the fucking blankie in fucking November. But now all of a sudden, I fucking sweat, right? My pits are fucking stinking because I just want to have a little fucking political rant. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to change my shirt and take a shower. I'm fucking gross. But, yeah, so thank you everyone for watching today's program. I appreciate that. Reminder to like the stream, dislike the stream. I don't give a fuck what you do. Hello, Fritz. Hello, Salvi-raised weirdo. I keep wanting to read that, like, I'm sorry, I keep wanting to read your username as, like, Salvia-raised weirdo, which is, like, way funnier. Way funnier, I think. Hello, Niatfar. Wyoming has more people killed by police per population. Defunct white supremacist cops that get kicked out of other states are hired there. Exactly. Exactly. These people, they get fucking fired. They don't get sent to prison. They get fired. And then they just go work somewhere else. Something like 70% of 911 calls could and should be handled with somebody who doesn't have a gun. Absolutely. Abolish. Yep. Who needs them? Not I, nor most everyone else. There are cancer upon our society and legacy of slave patrol and paramilitary genocide mobs from the 1785 Land Ordinance Act. Absolutely. Again, I'm not saying we shouldn't have law enforcement. And when people say abolish the police, they're going to have that like, do you mean that people shouldn't have law enforcement response? And no, we can enforce laws without having slave patrols do it. I'm sorry, we can enforce laws without having racists with neo-Nazi neck tattoos doing it. It's possible, I guarantee you. It works on my Minecraft server just fine. I was pro-Trump MAGA scum before I came across Above It All streams. Now I'm a happy whole person and I'm not even American. Are you serious? Is that real? If so, that's awesome. And if not, still awesome. It's below freezing here. It was literally like 1 degree. And I use centigrade for reference. Fahrenheit's for losers. I'm a centigrade individual. It was literally 1 degree like a couple days ago, like 4 or 5 days ago. I literally have a heater in my room because I needed it. I was freezing. It was fucking weird. Yo, I want to try peyote. If anyone has access to that, please don't send me an email because that's illegal. We can have law enforcement without them all thinking they are the Punisher. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, again, thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. Today's show was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing later today. I know I haven't been streaming outside of Above It All much. That's because I've been doing a lot of personal stuff. I've been trying to like rearrange my room a little bit, clean up, you know, a little bit. I've been smoking a lot of weed. I'm sorry about that. That's just, I've also got some other personal projects I've been working on. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll stream later. Don't count on it. Don't count on it. Right? Like, if you're going to be like, oh, I've got plans later today, don't cancel your plans because I might stream. I mean, you can if you want. I mean, that's up to you, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you do want to see more content, go watch yesterday's episode. Yesterday was about a 2-hour episode. I talked about Venezuelan politics with a Venezuelan anarchist. And so if that sounds interesting to you, you know, hit it up. If not, don't hit it up. I've got many episodes. Again, you can watch this, you can listen to this in audio format on the Anchor app, which is also linked to Spotify and Google Podcasts and all that other bullshit. And I'll be uploading clips of this stream later today. That's pretty much all I've got to say. So, thank you, and goodbye. Yeah.
battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
You know, the truth of the matter is that when you look at some of my policies, in a lot of ways, Richard Nixon was more liberal than I was.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
Dumb people, liberal people. And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And he's right, this is on live television. Not good, believe me, not good. No good, no good. Not good, believe me, not good.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.